Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we're continuing our 5-year rebuild series here on the YouTube channel. Today, we're doing the Cincinnati Bearcats. Now, the Cincinnati Bearcats, they went to a college football playoff not too long ago. They almost, I shouldn't say they almost beat Bama. They were hanging around with Bama until Bama eventually pulled away. But Cincinnati, they've been kind of down these last 2 years. I mean, their coach, Luke Fickell, went to Wisconsin. I believe they got another coach and he left. I have no clue what's going on with Cincinnati now. I do know we're trying to win them a natty. Right now, I know they're at 82 overall, 84 offense, 82 defense. They run the pistol and a defense of a 3-3-5. Let's go win them a natty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the roster. We have Brendan Sorsby as the starting quarterback. We do have Brady Drogish. I probably butchered his name. We do have Brady Jr. I wouldn't mind if he transfers. We do have Samanji Jones, who looks a little decent. Maybe we could develop him. Running back, we have Corney Kinner. We do have Evan Pryor, 92 speed. I probably will start him over Corey, but we'll see. We do have a freshman in Caffey, 55 overall. Receivers, Xavier Henderson. Is he the Iowa State transfer? Maybe I'm thinking of a different Henderson. Really don't know the receivers, but we do have a bunch load of freshmen here. Maybe we could develop them. We'll see. We have Joe Royer as our tight end. We do have a couple freshmen tight end. We have Devin and Gavin. There we have a freshman in Zach Clark. John Williams there. We have Tinsley. I'm not sure if he transferred from another school. I can't recall. We do have a freshman, Jake. We have Gavin as our starter. 91, Luke. With a freshman, Brunford. Yeah, just not a whole lot of names I know on these teams. I mean, dude, maybe I'm not paying attention to names. I don't know any of these guys. Maybe it's just because I don't follow some of these guys unless they're in the transfer portal. I feel like this guy was a transfer from Bama, maybe. We do have two freshmen, Daniel James and Willie Godwin could be something good for us. We do have a freshman, Sanks and Sabur. And then we have Johnson there as freshmen. I mean, our freshmen ain't bad. They're not good either. We're probably going to need a kicker and punter at some point. But ladies and gentlemen, this roster to me just looks a little mid. So let's get recruiting, boys and girls. Cedric Lemons, committed. Montrell Carter, committed. Zach Whittaker, committed. Antoine Goings, committed. Antonio Davis, committed. Daniel Harris, commits. Robert Adams, committed. Gabriel Hogg, commits. Shaq Tutt, commits. Bernie Duhan, committed. Steven Mangen, committed. Parker Traore, committed. Nick Simonson, committed. Glenn Pickling, committed. Earl Goda, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Heisman Trophy winner is Dylan Gabriel, quarterback of Oregon. He had 3,772 yards, 43 tutties, and 1 pick. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Texas Bowl, taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, we get blasted 35-10 in the Texas Bowl. All right, here are the year one stats. Brendan Sorsby, 3,152 yards, 253 for 386, 26 tutties, 8 picks, 65% completion percentage. Rushing, Corey, 186 for 1,136, 11 tutties. Sorsby, 85 for 271 tutty. Evan, 61 for 225 with 6 tutties. Mays, 21 for 192, 1 tutty. Receiving, Henderson, 51 for 779, 4 tutties. Mays, 62 for 662, 8 tutties. Johnson, 60 for 682, 6 tutties. Royer, 28 for 393, 3 tutties. Smith, 16 for 292, 2 tutties. Corey, 20 for 158, 1 tutty. Joey, 10 for 118, 1 tutty. Pryor, 6 for 38 with a tutty. Defensively, Minkins had 67 tackles along with Ken Willis. Jake with 48 along with Jared. 45 with DJ Taylor. Derek with 42, 40 for Jordan Young. Tackles lost, 9 by Coleman. Dante with 8, 7 by Rob Jackson, 6 by Galladay. Ken Willis with 2, Jared with 2, Miller with 2, 1 by Josh and Wilson. Sacks 10.5 by Jake, 8.5 by Rob. Coleman with 6.5. Jared 1.5. Dante with 1. Ken with 1. Half sacks for DJ Taylor and Jack. Interceptions 1 by Willis, Taylor, Canteen, and Jordan Young. Those are year one stats. Let's get to the offseason and build on this roster. And ladies and gentlemen, the Ohio State takedown, Big Bad Alabama, 31-24 here in the year one natty. Okay, Wanabena Asamoah committed. Josh Kreutz commits. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 20th best class in the nation, second in the Big 12. We got some talent. Let's go develop them, and let's have a good year here in year 2. Bruce Cassell committed. Bryce Costello committed. Shadon Fournay committed. Nicholas Shepley committed. Emmanuel Godin committed. Dante Kindred committed. Darren Shembo committed. Matt Papo commits. Jonathan Fredrickson committed. Jermaine Soliday committed. Vivarelli commits. Daniel Capps commits. Colin Kelsey committed. Landre Turi commits. Coco Stokes committed. Seth Boyd committed. Damian Higdon commits. And Adrian Teague committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback of LSU. He had 4,026 yards, 49 tutties, and 4 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, taking on the Jacksonville State Gamecock. And ladies and gentlemen, we fall by 3, 31-28. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 2 stats. Brandon Sorsby, 3,259 yards, 253 for 405, 30 tutties, 10 picks, 62% completion percentage. Rushing, Pryor, 193 for 1,028, 6 tutties. Sorsby, 75 for 377, 5 tutties. Covey, 60 for 373, 10 tutties. Jackson Jr., 12 for 24, 1 tutty. Caffey, 2 for 3. And Gabriel Hogg, 1 for 1 receiving. Michael, 71 for 891, 7 tutties. Jackson Jr., 49 for 695, 9 tutties. Tony Johnson, 35 for 505, 3 tutties. Royer, 34 for 464, 4 tutties. Jones, 25 for 425, 5 tutties. Pryor, 20 for 121, 1 tutty. Hogg, 7 for 97. Kovai, 9 for 69. Devin, 1 for 4, 1 tutty. Caffey, 1 for 4. Daniel Harris, 1 for 4. Defensively, 86 tackles for Connor Keys. Ken with 66, 61 for Jake. Arnold with 55, 52 for Kalen. Stokes at 46. Sanks with 43. Tackles lost 9 by Coleman. Magan with 8. Logan with 7. 5 by Keys. Jake with 4. 3 by Arnold. Stokes with 2, along with Sims the third, Thompson, and Cameron Wilson. Sacks we had 10.5 by Jake, 6.5 by Coleman, 5.5 by Wilson. Stephen with 3, along with Drew. Connor Keys with 2.5, 2 for Parker, 1 by Thompson, half sack for Arnold, Ken, Sanks, Butler. Interceptions we had 3 by Carroll. Connor Keys with 2, 1 by Arnold. We got to win a bowl game, so let's get to year 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the Georgia Bulldogs win the Natty here in year 2 in a thriller, 39-37 over K-State. Francis Baru commit. Darius Taylor commits. Sayad Abaduhamdia committed. Easton Messier committed. Max Collaire committed. CJ Doggett committed. Jashid Presley committed. Amani Body committed. Ezekiel Abreu committed. Conrad Robinson committed. Tyreke Bauman committed. James Wood committed. Tim Lemur committed. We got block 3. Garrett Hanson committed. Tori Clem committed. Sam Lapaunho commits. Vilmia Foria. Vil Ami Fa Oria commits. LaRon Peters committed. Emmanuel Chakun commits. Cassius Meeks committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the Big 12 championship. And if we win, we're going to the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, we are Big 12 champions here in year 3. I think we're going to the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Heisman Trophy winner is Avery Johnson, quarterback of Kansas State. He had 3,724 yards, 41 tutties, and 5 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the college football playoff, taking on the number 6 NC State Wolfpack. Ladies and gentlemen, we take down the NC State Wolfpack. We're on to the quarters. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be going to the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, taking on the number 3 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. And ladies and gentlemen, we take down Alabama, and we have won the Fiesta Bowl. And we're in the semis. And we are now going to the All-State Sugar Bowl, taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Sugar Bowl, and we are now on to the National Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, into the former AAC showdown, as it's the Cincinnati Bearcats Tulane meeting in the year 3 Natty. Alrighty, here we are. SoFi Stadium, the Tulane Green Wave, wearing their nice green uniforms. I think these colors look kind of neat, you know. These two teams, Cincinnati, Tulane, are bitter foes in the American Conference, the AAC, back in the heyday of the conference along with UCF. We're rocking the all-white uniforms. Look a little clean, look a little crisp. Here we go. Cincinnati, Tulane, and LA SoFi Stadium for the national title. Barry Jackson Jr. with a 24-yard touchdown to cut the lead to 3. All right, first and goal from the 6, Sorsby. Gonna hand it off to Taylor. He's gonna run out, cut in. He's gonna get 6 yards on that. All right, second and goal from the 1. Here we go. Back to Taylor. He's in. Touchdown, Bearcats, 14-10. Michael Musseri with a 13-yard touchdown to give us a 21-10 lead. Here we are, first and goal from the 4. Sorsby. Direct handoff to Taylor, and he's in. Too easy, 28-10. And ladies and gentlemen, it took us 3 years, and we are the national champions of Cincinnati. Bearcats took us 3 years to do it. This team is, I'm just kind of surprised by this result, and we beat the piss out of Tulane. Yeah, man, it looks like Cincinnati need to go to the Big 12 to win the Natty, as we beat the piss out of Tulane. There we are. National titles in year 3. Feels oh so good. Alrighty, here are the year 3 stats. Brennan Sorsby, 3,773 yards, 313 for 457, 50 tutties, 12 picks, 68% completion percentage. Darius Taylor, 267 for 1,639, 9 tutties. Covey, 90 for 371, 4 tutties. Sorsby, 94 for 365, 4 tutties. Michael, 7 for 77, with a tutty. Hogg, 2 for 33, 1 for 4 for Darren Shumbo. Dana Harris, 2 for 3. How about the receiving? Michael, 75 for 1,215, 222 tutties. Jackson Jr., 88 for 947, 6 tutties. Easton, 38 for 449, 6 tutties. Claire, 36 for 387, 3 tutties. Anderson, 17 for 358, 6 tutties. Hogg, 20 for 155, 3 tutties. Taylor, 23 for 147, 2 tutties. Covey, 16 for 115, 2 tutties. Defensively, 82 tackles for Jonathan Thompson. Monte Weedon, 82. Daniel James, 75, 67 for Jay Johnson. Ken Willies with 63, 62 for Carroll. Goings, 59, 51 for Parker. Stokes with 48, 47 for Drew Logan. Tackles for loss, 7 by Parker and Logan, 5 by Willis and Goings, 4 by Thompson. Whedon with 3, along with Magan. James with 2, Zay Johnson, Stokes, and Butler with 1. Sacks, 13 by Parker, 10.5 by Logan. Goins with 9, 4.5 by Thompson, 2.5 by Magan. Butler with 2, 1 by Coleman, half sack by James, Johnson, and Stokes. Interception, 7 by Carroll, 3 by James and Johnson and Willis, and 1 by Arnold. This team won the Natty in year 3. Let's try to run it back in year 4. Elijah King committed. Teron Nichols committed. Owen D. Franco committed. Freddie Adia committed. Owen Davis committed. Bryce Wolf commits. Jordan Jackson committed. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 3rd best class in the nation. Of course, the best class in the Big 12. And we just come off a natty. Let's go repeat here in year 4. Sakai Ring commit. Khalil Elkins committed. Max Haslam commits. Antonio Poyer committed. Javier Free commits. Jeremiah Shudok commits. Jamar Jennings committed. Marvin Ramsey commits. Gerard Tucker commits. Darrell Doman commits. Vaughn McGinnis commits. Julius Waddle commits. Squad Swami committed. Enrique Germain committed. Marvin Maggio committed. Randy Tillman commits. And ladies and gentlemen, we are currently 11-1. And we're going back to the Big 12 championship, and we're ranked number 1. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back-to-back Big 12 championships, and we're going back to the playoffs here in year 4. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2027 Heisman Trophy winners, Eli Holston, quarterback of Alabama. He had 3,555 yards, 44 tutties, and 4 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Sugar Bowl, taking on the Michigan Wolverines. And ladies and gentlemen, we fall 16-14 to Michigan, and our chance to go back-to-back is dead. All right, here are the year 4 stats. Goda, 3,540 yards, 265 for 360, 33 tutties, 6 picks, 73% completion percentage. Rushing, Covey, 247 for 1,068, 13 tutties. Goda, 115 for 347, 4 tutties. Harris, 48 for 224, 5 tutties. Jones, 18 for 59, 2 tutties. Shembo, 4 for 8. Hogg, 2 for 4. Receiving, Jackson Jr., 73 for 1,066, 8 tutties. Jones, 61 for 672, 11 tutties. Anderson, 43 for 608, 4 tutties. Devin, 37 for 355, 4 tutties. Michael, 9 for 255, 5 tutties. Covey, 30 for 213, 1 tutty. Hogg, 10 for 123, 2 for 18 for Daniel Harris. Defensively, 77 tackles for Monte Weedon, 68 for Price. Goings, 56, 55 for James. Nichols, 51, 48 for Coleman. Johnson, 45, along with Sheepley. Tackles for loss, Mangun with 10, 9 for Logan. King with 7, 6 by Weedon. Price with 4, along with Coleman. Parker with 3, 2 for Shepley and Butler. 1 by Goings, James, and Nichols. Sacks, 9 by Goings, 7.5 by Parker. King with 6, 3.5 by Logan. Coleman with 3.5, 2 by Butler. Mangan with 1 along with Whedon. Nichols with a half a sack. Interceptions, 3 by Price. Shipley with 2. James, Johnson, and Adams with 2. Nichols and Fredrickson and Zach all with 1. It sucks that we lost, but hey, we'll get them next year, champ. Ladies and gentlemen, Clemson Tigers take down the Michigan Wolverines, who took down us. Clemson Tigers win 35-24 in the year 4 national title. Joshua Shoemaker committed. Ted Haman commits. Troy Regovich committed. J.D. Luck committed. Quinton Ford committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 24th best class, second in the Big 12. Hey, we've got our talent. Let's go win another natty here in year 5. All right, ladies and gentlemen, auto recruiting on. Let's get the simming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently 5-3. We're going to have to win out to have any hope at making the playoff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made the Big 12 title. We have won out. If we win, we get a bye. And ladies and gentlemen, we have gone back to back to back, and we are 3-time Big 12 champs. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the All-State Sugar Bowl, taking on the number 3 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back at the Caesars Superdome. 3rd straight year we're at the Sugar Bowl. Year 3, I believe, was Notre Dame. Last year, Michigan. This year now, Oklahoma. And if we want to win a natty here in year 5, it's going to be very tough for us, starting off with Oklahoma, SEC school. They have the Heisman Trophy winner in Michael Hawkins Jr. It's going to be tough, so strap in. All right, 3rd and 10 at the 15. Down 9-0. Goda right there. And it's fucking picked. Lovely. 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 4th and 1 at the 40. We're going to go for it. Here we go. Goda. Right there. Number 32, Lapano. First down. All right, here we go. 1st and goal at the 4. A chance to cut to the lead. Here we go. And Lapu goes nowhere. Lost it 2. Great. All right. 2nd and goal from the 6 now. Goda gonna hike it. And this guy's going nowhere. All right. 3rd and goal from the 6. Goda. We have a flag. He's gonna run it. Hopefully it's on the defense. And it's holding. Great. Seeing as our senior wants to hold, it's now 3rd and goal from the 16, and Goda is just going to get hit, but wait, thank God we fumbled. 4th and 5 from the 42. We're going to hop in and go for it. Goda, here we go. My fucking right tackle standing there like a fucking fat walrus. What are you fucking blocking, the fucking air? Terrible way to go out, man. Our freaking O-line blocking the ghost, man. Heartbreaker in year 5. The O-line in this game needs to get fixed. A fucking fat fucking retard. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this game sucks. My offense lineman standing there, blocking a ghost while I'm trying to run. Great job, EA. Cincinnati, I tried. I got you guys 3 Big 12 titles, 1 natty. We made the playoffs 3 years. We just lost heartbreakers. But I did my best I can. I'm recording this late, and I'm tired. I want to go to bed, so I kind of maybe rushed through. But sorry to let you down, but I won you a natty. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, hit like, hit subscribe. When I say like and subscribe, you guys motivate me to keep doing this. Leave a comment. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Have a great day. Have a great night, depending on when you're watching the video. I'm going to hit the bed, hit the haystack. I'm tired. I hope you have a good day and have a good night. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm out.